Hi, my name's Cindy with Phil's Sewing in Washington, Missouri. Today we're going to demonstrate embroidery yarn couching. Embroidery yarn couching is so fun. It creates these very unique yarn designs. I put that on a little piece of cork there. This is basically just cotton weight fabric. And the embroidery yarn couching is available on the Meridian 2, the Altair 2, and the upgrades for those machines. It's available for the Solaris Vision, and if you have just the Solaris, there's Upgrade 1 that includes the couching kit. And of course, it's available with the top of the line Baby Lock Radiance. So let's dig into this. I'm here working on the Solaris with the Upgrade 1, and it has, let me bring it back home. If you go into embroidery, there's a category with a C here. And if I select that, we've got designs that are digitized specifically for embroidery yarn couching. So there are several designs here that are open and airy. There's 40 here. And then we also have the option of doing lettering. And that's in the second category here. It's under the C category. And that has your uppercase letters, your lowercase letters, numbers, and then some symbols. So you'll quite extensive options for embroidery on this. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to create the embroidery by using the yarn. Now, the yarn weave that I found best to be used is a 5 to 7 ounce yarn, and sometimes the cheaper the yarn the better. You want to basically do it for knitting, not crocheting, but anything with like a texture, 5 ounce, 7 ounce. And what you'll do is you'll just let some of the yarn out of the skein, and then you'll use your thread stand with the extension, and you're going to keep the extension down lower, and then you're going to thread it through both of the guides. Now, the couching kit comes with this thread guide that sits on the side of your machine. It's labeled EC, and we'll put that, just sets right in there. And it also has the special foot that you're going to use for embroidery yarn couching. And it has a little hole here that we're going to thread our yarn through using this yarn tool, yarn threading tool. It has a little pigtail to help guide it, and it's labeled Y. So I'm going to go ahead and install that foot, and it just installs just like any other foot with the screw, and we're going to tighten that up. And then there's another option here. I don't, if you could see this, you'll screw this and it moves the foot. It moves the foot to the left of the needle and the right of the needle. And what you want to do, if you see that foot moving, what you want to do is you want to get it toward where the needle is landing on the left side of that needle hole opening. And that also brings me to the machine that does have an excellent video on how to set up and do yarn couching. If you select the question mark at the top and then go into video, and since I'm on the Solaris, it's under the Embroidery 1 upgrade. And then it's this last one here where it shows the yarn. And if you select that, that's going to take you into the video. So that is something that you can view. Right now we're not going to do that, but that's excellent to watch if you have any questions on how to set up for yarn couching. The machines are great with the built-in videos. So we're going to go ahead and thread our machine, and then we're going to select a design. So I've got my yarn puddled up here, and I'm going to take it through the thread guide. There's 2 sections of the thread guide. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is use our yarn threading tool. And it's always best to keep it in that card so yet you don't lose it. Very easily lost. And then you're going to just simply put that yarn end through the tool. Now we're going to take the tool and put it inside the hole on the foot and just pull it through. So now we've got our yarn threaded, and then we're going to put this right back here so we don't lose it. And keep it up here safe. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to select our design, and just for time's sake we're going to select something fairly quick stitch out. So I've selected stitch design number 34, and I'm going to set that. Now I wanted you to see that you can size these up 20 and down 20%. I'm going to go ahead and go to edit and then size, and I'm going to bring that down. And since it's limited, if you heard that knocking, that's as far down as I can size that. I'm just going to say okay, and then I can go into embroidery. I've hooped my fabric, and I'm just using a no-show mesh stabilizer. And I'll put my hoop on. And you want to have about 8 inches of thread. This is probably too much, but you want to have that, and you want to hold that when it starts to sew. Okay, I'm going to put my foot down. Let's see. I'm going to take it into embroidery. So what we want to do when this is stitching, this is something you can't walk away with you just want to make sure you monitor the tension and the feeding of that yarn, because it can get caught in the foot. So you just want to make sure that you're monitoring that while it's stitching. So thread tail. And you just want to make sure that your yarn is feeding. It's really actually quite fun to watch. You could use these designs for home decor, embellishing garments, purses, anything you want a little extra texture to. And the machine automatically slows down when doing yarn couching, so you're not going to be able to combine any other embroidery designs out of that couching category. Now you can combine the couching category designs, but you're not going to be able to combine because it actually takes a different foot and the machine slows down. So you want to keep within the couching category if you're going to combine designs for embroidery. And there we go, we've got our design. And now when it's done, you want to pull out an extra little bit of yarn, because we're going to pull this to the back. So here we are, and to pull that to the back, you could either use that tool, or you can use a tapestry needle to put them to the back, and then you would just tie them off. So that makes a little cute little extra embroidery design. So now another thing you could do, you can use all the editing functions for this. Let's return this. delete this one. And we'll go into a letter, and that's in the O2 under couching. And I just selected an I. Now you could actually take that I and use your editing functions to duplicate that and then make a border out of it. Or you could, use your imagination. You can do just about anything you wanted with some of these letters. Like the 3, you can combine those and make a scallop for an edge of something. That would be fun. There's a lot of things you can do. You can also take these designs, especially these open area designs, into IQ Designer. Save the outline file into outline into IQ Designer and create appliques, or fill them with stippling or what have you, and then use your couching for the outline. So the letters are a little bit more filled, so I'll just go ahead and do something quick like this I. We'll go ahead and stitch that, and then I'll show you how we pull that out to the back. And I've just got cotton fabric, and I've got it floating on some sticky stabilizer. Oh, well, let's go into embroidery. Okay, here we go. We're just going to hold this while it stitches. Get it started. This is more of a fill type, so you could actually do a lot of decorative stitching by combining letters, and look at them as shapes. And maybe be creative and see what you can combine. You can repeat, duplicate, create borders. Almost there. Okay, now we've finished that embroidery, so we're going to make sure we pull out some extra yarn. And we're going to remove that. Remove our hoop. Cut my threads. There, our embroidery is done with our letter I. So what I'll do this time, I'll show you how I pull it back. I use a tapestry needle. Let me make sure I clean that end off. And basically what you're going to do is, after you thread that tapestry needle, you're just going to pull it to the end. And you're going to pull it through to the back. And then we'll tie that off. Just tie a knot here. And we'll do the same for this. So as you can see, the embroidery yarn couching is so fun. A lot of options, lots of creative things you can do with it. So, and if you're interested in purchasing any of the upgrades for your machine or the couching kit, please contact Larry or Annette at Phil's Sewing in Washington, Missouri. Until next time, happy sewing.